Alright, in this video I'm going to be talking about grades. So we actually have two areas for this course where grades are going to be kept. So the main element is D2L. So in D2L I'll be keeping track of the attendance, the participation, which again consists of Kahoot. We'll have our exams of the midterm and final in D2L, and that's where you will take your midterm and final in D2L. And then also there's going to be an area where you're going to enter your Cengage score once you have completed all the information and tasks within Cengage. So the Cengage Mind Tap, what we have there are basically quizzes and labs. So let's take a look of how this is actually set up. So once again, each week you're going to be entering information pertaining to your attendance as well as your Kahoot score. And as the appropriate time is displayed, you also would enter the final Cengage score once you have completed everything in Cengage. Now in Cengage, now let's take a look at the information in Cengage/MindTap and how that is actually set up. So we're in Cengage MindTap, and if I open up basically the grade book, each of my classes will be slightly different in terms of the points and what I'll be utilizing for grading. So in this particular class, I have things set up where there's a total of 15 maximum points. Now, please keep in mind, one thing that Cengage MindTap does is the activities that you complete is what they refer to as a running total. So let's say that you've completed 500 points of activities and you've done all 500 points, you have basically 100%. So if you keep that trend going, you'll basically receive, a higher grade. So as the class goes on, I'll basically point out to you what we call the running total and your final total. So the total that you get in terms of accumulated points, you need to divide by, in this particular case, 1315 to get your actual total for the Cengage material. So remember that. Now the other component here, most of the Cengage material that is in MindTap kind of follow the same process. So each of the modules will have different components associated with it. So the read component will have the e-version of the actual chapter. We have some additional information for study material. Now for this particular section, there are a number of different labs. So when you expand all these different elements and components here, you notice that there are different labs. Some of them will say practice, some of them will say counts towards grade. So clearly anything that counts for grade are the points that you need to acquire. Anything that has practice on there is above and beyond. I strongly encourage for everybody to do the additional practice problems just so you get the experience and knowledge associated with the course. So if we take a look at the other materials here, we see that pretty much the way I have set up for this particular class, most of the stuff will be found in the lab manual. Everything else is going to be pretty much practice, but again, you want to double check to make sure that there's no things that I might have highlighted in the additional practice modules. The other component that we have here is the apply, and in the apply section you need to basically take the module test. So this is what counts for the grade. So again, each module is going to be pretty much set up the same way. You just have to pay attention to see what is due for that particular chapter. Alright, in the next video I'll go into in greater detail of the send gauge and mine tap.